Welcome to Live Zen and the Live Zen energy update for March 11th through 18th. Um, I just wanted to give a moment here. Here we go, as I'm entering the studio for Instagram. Thank you guys so much for joining today. I just wanted to give a bit of a transmission for the energy of the week of March 11th through 18th. We've got some important energy happening right now. We just came off of this new moon in Pisces, going into the moon in Aries, which is happening right now today. But we've also got an interesting configuration with Mercury, our mind, our thoughts, our communication, ingressing into Aries as well. So today, tomorrow, especially these next few days, which is March 11th through 12th, going into the 13th, because the moon transits each sign every 2.5 days. So right now with Mercury, the mind, thoughts, communication, commerce, mercantiles, going and ingressing, that's the terminology that astrologers use, ingress or going into the next sign, leaving Pisces, going into Aries is really what I'm hearing is because the energy, the element is leaving water, which is more emotional, which is more, especially in Pisces, is deeply psychic, right? So our mind, our mental constructs have been very etherical, have been very dreamy, uh, poetic, even mystical. Now it's ingressing into a fire element. And in the fire element of Aries, the first sign, the first fire element of the zodiac, it's about initiation, taking action, right? If you think about the element of fire, um, it's starting something. It's spirit. Fire is spirit. So, and with Aries, it's our primordial life force energy, right? It's something that we're taking action on that's emerging out of the depths of Pisces, out of the unconscious realms, and it's emerging into this new identity. I'm hearing and even seeing like old identities are dissolving. What you thought you were, or who you used to be, or who you used to embody, has dissolved through Pisces. And now this new identification through Aries, which is the I am presence, is bringing in a whole new construct, right, of how you see yourself because it rules the first house, which is the I am, right? I am how I see myself. So you guys want to also look at your ascendant to see what's pointing to this new emergence, this new identity of personality that may be coming in to be constructed. And then just be aware, because again, astrology teaches it's a casting system in a way that it shows the time and it shows how energy or currents move, like a pattern. Well, the pattern that we're in right now, especially with Mercury, our mind, and the moon, our emotional nature, in the fiery sign of Aries, is a very blunt energy. Okay, so Aries is very blunt. It's to the point. Where Pisces, it may have been, like I said, more mystical and poetic. Now it's like straight centered to the point. This is what I want. This is what I need. So this is a really good time, especially with Mercury writing down, because it also rules, thoughts and words, being very concise and very accurate and very um, just, again, I'm hearing the word precise with what it is that you're communicating. Now, coming out of Pisces, where we may have been, like I said, more soft with our words and our language, just be aware that there might be more of a bluntness to the language, into how we speak to one another, how we're speaking to ourselves. The moon is our emotional nature, and the moon is also in Aries right now for the next couple of days. So, again, we might be really feeling this need to bring in this new identification, this new emergence, this new personality form in a very blunt, fiery way. So just be aware that while you're also bringing in these frequencies, your friends and family may also be bringing in these frequencies. So with that, there might be some miscommunication uh, as far as like, why did you say that so harshly? Right? Or, don't take it personally, especially I'm thinking of the four agreements, right? And that's one of the four agreements is don't take it personally, especially over the next few days. And especially when Mercury is going to be ingressing into Aries all the way up until April 1st, where it's going to be Fool's Day, where it's going to be going retrograde, which is going to be the first Mercury retrograde of this year. And it's going to be retrograde till April 24th. So these are the days you want to look out for. So it's going to go all the way up to 27 degrees Aries. Then it's going to go back. Now, when it ingresses and it moves through the sign of Aries, it's also going to activate or set off Chiron in Aries, which is our wounds, and the North Node in Aries. So Mercury is going to be transiting through all the way to 27 degrees, moving through those configurations. And then it's going to be moving backwards and going back into Chiron and the North Node, and then moving forward again after the 24th, all the way up until May. So we're really going to be seeing this is kind of a long transit with Mercury going through Aries, almost 3 months. So, you know, Aries again is the first sign of the zodiac. It's taking action. Mercury, it's more of an air sign. So you're thinking of air and fire. So the air of Mercury is going to be adding fuel to the flame of fire. Think about if you ever curate or sit with a fire, you need air, right? You need the container, which is the ground, to build your fire. And then you need the air to keep circulating so the fire can keep going, right? So this is going to be happening for the next 3 months with Mercury and Aries. So again, all the dreams, hopes, wishes, visions that were culminated and being brought forth from the unconscious realm in Pisces is now being brought to the ground with Saturn in Pisces, especially saying, okay, now it's time to ground in these dreams through action. And so taking stock of, okay, I'm aware that this fiery energy is moving through me. Right now is a time to especially to practice your breath work, right? Practice your breath, write down your hopes, dreams, and visions, and take action every day on what it is that wants to emerge through you. And do it in a harmonious way as much as you can, because Aries sometimes doesn't care about how it says it. It just wants to get things done, right? So just be aware that this fiery energy is happening through all of us. So please don't take it personally. Like I said, I'm hearing just really work with the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Don't take it personally. Don't make assumptions. Communicate clearly and concisely, and just do your best, right? Especially with this transit. And then we're looking at to March 14th, 13th and 14th, the moon will be ingressing into Taurus. So the moon, again, is our emotional nature, and it's going to be asking for more stability. So the focus really for that transit for the 13th and 14th going into the 15th can really be about our financial matters, right? So Aries is taking action, creating a whole new identification. And then with Taurus, it's about stabilizing your finances, stabilizing your values. How are you going to take action and structure and build that identification and start expanding what you value? Start expanding that financial stability through what it is you're creating. So these are thought forms that could be manifesting. It's also going to be conjunct Jupiter and Uranus, which are also in Taurus. So Jupiter's expansion, Uranus is changing. So wherever this transit is happening, this might, signify a change in home or residence. It might, again, wherever this is transiting in your chart. For me, turns out that I'm getting ready to go. I've been living a nomadic lifestyle, and the family that I'm staying with here in Texas is getting ready to uplift and take off and move to Arizona, right? So, and this is happening pretty quickly. And that's another thing that to be mindful of, that these energies can happen pretty quickly, these aha moments, these shifts in dynamics that again, there's been this dissolving from the new moon from Pisces, and now there's this new energy, this new frequency, especially as we're getting ready to approach these eclipse seasons. So something is being taken away, something is dissolving right now in your life to make room for the new. So be on the lookout, be in your body, be stable, be in your practice, because right now it's being called for, especially this week while the moon's going to be transiting or ingressing into Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and then at the end of the week, going into March 17th, 18th, finally into Cancer, which is the home. This is the bottom of the bowl in the chart, guys. So this is more of an inward journey of reflection, of again recreating your identification with self, reconnecting and creating new value systems within your money, within your foundation, within your stability. And then as it's going to move into March 15th, the Ides of March, the moon's going to be in Gemini, which is again the mind. So we've got Mercury, the mind, And the moon in Gemini is going to be sextiling. So there's going to be, again, a lot of this fiery, quick, I'm seeing quicksilver thoughts, ideas, aha moments. So write down whatever it is that's coming to you, that's being channeled through you, that's bringing in this new form of you, this new I am presence. Stay grounded. Again, I'm always going to recommend grounding, guys, because with Jupiter and Taurus and Uranus and Taurus, Uranus is about electrical energy, right? So electricity needs a grounding wire to ground it in, especially with all this fire. So you need that container to house that fire that's coming in. So this is also the time right now to work with fire medicine, to go out if you can and build a fire, and sit with fire, which is its own spirit, its own element, its own essence, and see how fire wants to be cultivated, wants to be curated, right? There's a way to work with fire. And so just use that as the medicine, is also the grounding point of how this energy is moving through you and how it's manifesting. And again, practice patience as much as you can. If people are speaking in a more direct manner, more blunt, more to the point, please don't take it personally. If you find yourself being more blunt, to the point, get her done, action, kind of charging through, think of like the ram is just charging through, is I got to get stuff done. That's also part of the configuration that we're all going to be processing. So give yourself grace, give the other grace this week, because this is the powerful week of bringing in these new dreams, these new visions of the future. Now with Aries, it's about to take action. So I wanted to pull a card from the Dragon Oracle deck as well for the collective, for anybody that's watching this, because we are working with fire medicine this week, and we are going to be working with the dragons, especially all this year. The wood dragon energy, right? So it's about abundance. It's about being courageous. It's our inner authority. It's the dragon energy is just a powerhouse. And with Aries, with Chiron in Aries, which is our wounds, the North Node in Aries, which is what we've come to learn, the wood dragon, which is bringing in a new level of abundance, a new value system, a new energy force on how to bring these new identification patterns in. This is the time to really be focused on eye on the prize. What is it you want to bring in? All these old dreams are dissolving. There's also new dreams that are merging, and now it's going to be taking action. So I'm going to, again, pull a card from the Dragon Oracle, and I'm just going to pull it right now and just say who right now needs to know what's coming in, and what energy wants to emerge this week, specifically through the dragon energy, especially with Mars ingressing into Mercury, or Aries into Mercury. Okay, green dragon is what emerged. Helps you tune into the secrets of nature, receive answers and guidance from nature, align with divine essence. So this is the green energy. This is the green dragon. I'm looking here, get you nice and close here. There's a key there, which again, it looks like a key to me. And what's interesting is key is also Chiron, which is the wounded healer, right? So the key to anchoring in and bringing in this energy is really working with the earth, with grounding in this fiery element that's, again, bringing in this new emergence, this new identification of who we're becoming. It's also time to take action too. I was led to do a bio for my page, Lives in Astrology, and you can check it out. Just getting very clear about, again, who I am. And I thought it was very interesting that I was asked to write a bio about, well, who are you? And I think it's so perfect, just following the trends. It's like, oh yeah, Mercury, writing down, well, who am I? But my new identification, right? How I want to be seen in the now. So you might be asked to write a new biography, and this might be the medicine that you use as you're working with these energies to go, who am I now? So write it down, write down what you were and what dissolved for you, and then who are you becoming? So who is the new I am presence for you now? This is just something that's coming in. I apologize if there's background sound. I've got roommates that are, like I said, we're getting ready to move. We just found out that we have to have a 1,700 square foot house packed and ready to move by in 2 weeks, right? So again, this quicksilver energy, these new forward momentums might be pushing you and leading you down the current of a whole new reality timeline. Please let it go. Please just surrender to the process of it and trust that life is happening for you. and these that you're bringing this in, that what is these forward momentums of energy, these currents, this new sort of primordial energy force is coming through you, for you. So this is the time also to take new action, right? So say you usually go down a certain ley line, or you take, you go down a certain road for work every day. This is the time, especially right now with Mercury and Aries, to take a new path, right? Don't go down that same path that you take. You go to work, take new paths, do something spontaneous. This is also Aries. Tune in and touch into that masculine primordial. It's also sexual energy, right? So take that kundalini sexual life force energy and create something new. Maybe create a new meal, do something different. This is all about being different, creating a new identity, creating a new dream for yourself, and taking action on it. And again, just looking at the transits from the 11th to the 18th, as the moon's going to be ingressing. We're going into first Aries, and then Taurus, and then Gemini, and then finally at the end of the week it'll be going into Cancer. Just pay attention to those cycles. It's a time clock, right? It's following a pattern of nature. It's following a pattern of, with the moon, it's our emotional bodies. That's why sometimes, it feels like, why did I feel this way a couple of days ago and now today I feel this way? Well, because the moon, which is our projection, projecting from the sun, which is right now still in Pisces, it's projecting a new dream, and it's giving us new vitality, new ways of emoting, right? Our emotional nature through the signs that the moon is emoting through. And it changes elements, right? So it always, starting off with fire. When it goes into Taurus, it'll be earth, which is the green dragons coming in. This is the earth configuration, right? Then going into Gemini, which will be more air, of the mind. And then last, at the end of the week, it's going to be in Cancer, which is water. So it's actually going to be transiting through all four elements this week, the moon is. So again, these are hitting all these axis points of our elementals, right? Of our elemental nature. So working with the elements, making sure that you're fully balanced in your earth, air, fire, water, and spirit or metal energy. Make sure you're properly mineralized, because minerals are mine, which is the mind, right? So making sure you're giving yourself all the nutrients, that you're giving yourself the clarity of mind, because with Mercury, it is about thoughts and communications, about writing. And with Aries, it's about, again, action pointed focus. So being very focused on what it is you're creating, and then taking action. Make sure, especially this week, that your actions are aligned with your intention. This is where this ley line of energy can be really pointed forward, because I'm thinking like an arrow. It's that's what's going to give that accuracy of your creations, is when your emotional nature is aligned with the action that you take. And that can be, especially after we're leaving Pisces, it was very challenging, right? We didn't know, we may have been sort of at odds with each other, Pisces, the two fish going in opposite directions, where maybe our actions weren't in alignment with what we were thinking, because we were still going through the nebulous world of Pisces. But now with Aries, it's like, no, make sure you do what you say and say what you mean. And that's going to give credibility to this new identification that you're embodying. It's going to give credibility, but also make people feel safe around you, that they can rely on you, right? There's a sense of responsibility. There's this new dynamic that's coming in, that people are looking at you to say, okay, this is who you say you are now. Do your words line up with who you say you are, and do your words line up with your actions? So this is something to be mindful of as you're navigating these currents, and that'll give you a sense of self-esteem. Again, this is part of the chiron, the wounds, where maybe your thoughts didn't line up with your actions. But now with the North Node, what we've come to learn in Aries, this is a time for us to practice the medicine of, okay, you know what? I'm going to be a person of my word. And I'm only going to do those things that I can commit to, that I can actually take action on. And if I can't, this is the time to put up those boundaries and say no, because Mars is the warrior, right? Mars is the protector. When it's not inverted and it's not at war with itself, it's actually the protector. It's the one that says, no, there's clear boundaries here, just like a fire. you have to have a fire pit, and you have to have, the wood in a certain space, because if you don't have that container, the fire can go all over the place and burn everything to the ground. So make sure you have that steadfast container, which is in your body. And then fire too also rules the solar plexus, which is also your digestion. So in the physical realms, especially with Jupiter and Taurus right now, make sure that your inner digestion, your inner fire is really being curated and cultivated, that you're digesting these new energies of life. So working with the medicine of ginger and cinnamon, anything these are herbs of like the fire nation, I would say. Things that are fiery in your stomach. Even peppermint oil is kind of a cooling, firing. It's got that nice cooling effect because it cools you off, but at first it feels kind of fiery in your skin. So these are just some of the elements and the essences and the herbs that perhaps you could be working with this week as you're navigating the currents. Um, and let me take a sacred breath. Oh, I'm also hearing too the lion's breath, the where you blow out and you're working with the fire breath, right? And that's also a dragon energy component that you can be working with to kind of release some of this fiery energy that's starting to be cultivated and created within you. Again, you don't want to burn the house down. You want to make it a controlled fire. So, really working with the breath in a steadfast, control way as you're moving your body. Aries also likes action. So, this is the time too, if you're starting a new workout regimen or new workout routine or moving your body in a different way, doing some Tai Chi, really using like martial arts, right? Just taking the art form of the warrior and then being very precise with your actions. That's what's called for this week. And again, please, if you haven't already read the book, The Four Agreements by Dominique Reese, this would be a great time to get your hands on that book and practice those principles. Again, of not taking things personally, because Mercury right now, it's going to be very direct. Most people are going to be very point and focus. It's not going to be the warm and fuzzy that we just left from Pisces, the poetic, dreamer. It's going to be actually the fiery, masculine warrior that's like getting things done. So please don't take it personally. Just do your best. Don't make assumptions and speak clearly and concisely to yourself as well, but kindly, right? It's okay to be clear and concise, but do it in a kind way, right? The toning yourself this week is really important. Making sure that, and even if this is where the adage is, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. If you feel yourself getting charged up and fired up, go write it down. Go ground, right? Go move your body, go for a run, go for a walking meditation, move it out of your vessel in a healthy way, and don't implode your relationships because there might have been some buildup of toxins of not speaking your truth. And now all of a sudden, Aries is like, I'm going to speak my truth no matter what. And then you might create rifts in your relationships, in your environment unnecessarily, when you could have easily just gone and taken a walk or built a fire or build a candle or, breathe, do that lion's breath to get that energy up and out of you in a controlled, um, yet warming and inspirational way. Because fire is spirit. It's about being inspired. It's about creating warmth. And again, when it's out of control, it can actually burn the whole damn thing down. So just make sure you're microdosing yourself with love, using your minerals, using your cell salts, taking those cell salt baths, grounding in the energy. I repeat this every week, but these are the tools that I work with that have really been helping me navigate these frequencies and staying with the current, staying abreast of the currents of energy that we all could be experiencing. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you. Let me go ahead and hide this here. All right. That's been on the whole time, but that's all right. Anyway, thank you guys for watching and connecting to the channel. And please reach out if you're needing any guidance or support, looking at your birth chart, navigating all is self, radical oneness. Again, I just had to write down my bio about really who I am as a practitioner. And I consider myself a radical oneness practitioner, which is really practicing radical oneness and using the language of astrology to embody it, to create a very neutral language to describe the energies that we're all imbibing with, that we all may be experiencing it, and bringing it in a very neutral, loving, cohesive way. So anyway, Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for connecting to the channel. I love you guys. And please reach out if you're needing any support, especially with looking at your birth chart or just, wanting support on how to navigate these energies. I'm here for you. And I love you guys. Thank you for connecting. Much love. Blessings.